Hello, and welcome to Marriage Minutes at its Pace. And today we're going to talk about
Why do you
the,
say today like it's not like we like all of them have been today? But go
yeah,
ahead. Okay, but it's not today to them.
not
Okay.
today to them, it's
Okay.
today to us.
Okay.
Okay,
It's another day.
we're going
Okay.
to speak about the camaraderie of marriage. Rhonda, could you introduce and define what that is?
So every marriage needs friends. Every marriage needs accountability. Every marriage needs recreation. Every marriage needs another family, another couple to do life with, couples or couples. And we have had a multitude of couples in and out throughout our 27 years of life. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I can tell you right now that we're at a place where we don't have as many of those relationships. And I think that Mark and I are suffering in some ways as a result of that. I think that there are couples that have been in our lives that we have mentored. I think that we've had peers in our lifehood as married couples, and I think that we've been mentees for others. We've had mentors,
Mhm.
and I think a marriage needs all three of those. I think that listen, if you've been married 27 years, there's a couple that's been married 26. If you've been married 2 months, there's a couple that has been married a month. And we have found in our relationship, we started married couples ministry very early in life. We have found, are you yarning?
No.
Yes, you are. We have found that being a mentor to someone has caused us to be accountable to one another more. Because how could we tell somebody about how to do something and we're not doing it ourselves? So I think that camaraderie is needed. You need to have couples that are younger than you in your life that you can sow into. That helps you to remain accountable and helps you all to grow because you are confirming some of the things that you already know. And you can't tell somebody to do something that you are unwilling to do yourself. That's a hypocrite. Next there is a peer.
Next week?
The next type of friendship. You
Oh,
want to talk about it?
no,
Peers. Yeah,
no.
yeah. I want you to talk about peer
This,
relationships.
this,
Nope. Peer relationships. What are peer relationships in marriage?
what are they? Anyway, so as Rhonda was saying, peers in marriage is when you do marriage with your peers. It could be a group of y'all, it could be three groups of 27-year-old marriages that hang out together, or it could be a 22-year-old marriage. But doing life together is so beneficial to do that because I think the enemy's greatest tactic is to get us by ourselves. And so when you do life together in small pods and small communities, it allows yourself to go through life and have somebody, not necessarily, I understand accountability and what that means, but I think that's such a high standard that it makes it difficult because if you're not around me, how can I keep you accountable to something? And so I say that responsible would be a better term that I would use. I picked that up from somebody that I was watching. But it allows yourself to be responsible for your actions and be willing to show your vulnerability as you interact with people. And so as you hurt, they hurt. Uh, and they're able to tell you about yourself and not just be a yes man, like, those fights, and there you always got somebody you got a guy who's always your cheerleader, but they ain't gonna tell you that watch that left while you get knocked out. And so you have to just surround yourself with people that do life like you, where you want to go, where where your goals are as a marriage. Surround yourself around those type of people. Like minds think alike, and so if you're being dragged down, you might have to look at your peers and see where that negativity is coming from. And I think I'm going to just add to it. Things happen in seasons, and sometimes we carry people maybe too long that we necessarily don't, the drop off was at year 20. That was as far as we could go, and I think sometimes raising kids dictate your different peers, because if you've already put your children in college and they're grown and having kids, we're not there yet, and
Yeah.
so you have to be able to identify the markers that your marriage may need, and they do change. And you can have a ride or die, but you got to really check and see if they are really ride or die. Not that they don't want to be ride or die, but it may just be a different season. I've had friends that have come in and out of my life that have been for seasons. The friendship is still there, but me leaning on them and when they were really important to me was a different time and era. Now I can call them now and we could chew the fat like ain't nothing ever happened. But but in terms of my development, my spiritual growth as a man and as a husband, we may not be there. And so you have to really make sure that you look at your surroundings to check your peers.
I think that's good. And as you were talking, I was thinking about the fact that when we think about people that we mentor, you are not necessarily, not because they can't handle it, but in a way because they may not be able to handle it. A young marriage may not be able to understand the same type of thing that you go through with somebody that is in the similar
Yeah.
years as you, or in the similar situation in terms of raising
Mhm.
children and all of that. Your mentees, the people that you mentee, could be vastly different from
Yep.
you. And it's not that you're being hypocritical. It's just that listen, sometimes baby food is for babies. Or all the time baby's food is for baby, right? They may not be able to handle the maturing part of the peer to peer marriage relationship.
That's good.
And I love that you said it's seasons, because sometimes I've gotten kind of feeling some kind of way, like, oh, I'm not friends with them anymore. We don't hang out with them anymore. But it could have just been the time that we were supposed to be right with them. And then the last place that I think is important is to always have people that are mentoring you. Okay, so that means that there are couples that are been in this game 10 years, 20 years ahead of you, and they are doing life a different way, and you are aspiring to be them. And so you got to think about marriage in that way. It's kind of, I don't know. I think we should be mentoring somebody. We should be doing life with some people. And I think we should have people that are mentoring us. All of those types of comrades in marriage are necessary. And if you don't have all of them, I think your marriage is lacking. And I think we are lacking right now in the peer situation, because we had our daughter late and she's an empty nester. So there are just very few of our friends who are still in that patch. Most of our friends, their children
Grandkids.
are they're on grandkids, or their children are grown. And so we've got to cultivate, we have to be intentional about it. I think we get mentees easily because we do this type of stuff. We have
Yeah.
to be intentional about those peers, and we have to be intentional about seeking out those mentors. They haven't gone anywhere. We just have not been as intentional about reaching out towards them. And we need all three.
Well, life is different now.
It is, but we still need
Our
to,
responsibility
right, but we
is,
still need to be calling on some of them elders and saints of our lives to be praying for us, if nothing else.
yeah, but we the elders and saints now.
But we have some that are older than us, that have been through more than us, and that are well seasoned in the things of marriage. Did you see I had on my?
Be
I'm
well
sorry.
and be blessed. Peace.